I will show you how to approach a magazine layout and how to use that layout when creating your image. And I will also show you how to create a cover illustration and how to keep that clean through pugs and puffs. So let's start working. Different layouts demand different ideas. If you, for instance, have this spread here, and if you had the upper part here to consider, you would need an idea that fits within that space. So maybe you want forward movement in your image, something wide, or something happening here from the left going on over to the right. But if you were instead having this full page here on the right to consider, you would create an idea that would probably read from the top to the bottom or something like that. The most common thing when working with magazines is that you get a PDF with a layout such as this, and you can adjust to that layout. Sometimes the art director might give you total freedom in creating your own composition or choosing sizes and so forth. The main thing about spreads, and the most important thing to keep in mind, is not to place anything important here in the middle. So you don't want anything important to get lost when you fold the magazine or the book. Then there's also spot illustrations. So they're a lot smaller and therefore less detail usually. And these are two different layouts that you might be presented with. This one with square usually means that the art director wants a background. Doesn't have to mean that. But here it's kind of obvious that they want something flowy in its outer shape here. Something with a transparent background. So if I were to place the illustration that I made into these different layouts, probably look something like that. And here on the right, I would remove the background and it would go something like that for the art director to adjust the body text to. And then there's also covers. So usually when you receive a PDF with a layout, it might look something like this, where you get the header here, you might get like a text here, pugs and puffs. There might already be like colors to consider. So as you can see, I left some areas here, made a calm background, and I adjusted the color profile to the colors already existing in the layout. So in this case, the layout was only the header here, so that allowed me to do a more detailed illustration since I didn't have to consider any text. Another thing to consider is to make the idea direct and upfront, also to make it visible from far. Sometimes I'll just zoom out to see if you can still read the idea, just to make sure that you get the reader's attention, because a cover illustration is usually the first thing that meets the reader, and it's good if you have an idea that's pretty direct. This illustration kind of shows why it's important to get the layout beforehand, if it's possible, because then you can adjust this horn here, or you could adjust the illustration to the text. So these are my thoughts on layout and why it's important to let the illustration and text balance each other out. Thank you for watching. I hope you found these tips useful. Make sure to subscribe to this channel, and if you want to learn more about illustration, check out my online course at Domestika.